Hello and welcome to the second of our two-part video series looking at Shakespeare's play, The Taming of the Shrew. Do make sure you look at the first video, which summarises the play's context as well as the summary. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the key characters, themes and symbols. So when it comes to understanding the key characters in the play, the first is Katherine. She is the shrew, shrew meaning a woman who is disobedient, unsubmissive, and runs counter to what we expect of Elizabethan women. She begins as being very foul-tempered, intelligent, and very independent, clearly not marriage material for men at the time. It's clear that she's unhappy and she doesn't fit in. She accepts that the only chance to find a safe place in her world is to marry. However, she's tamed by Petruchio, and this is in part by knowing that being a wife will mean that she'll have a social role and power instead of always being shunned by everyone. And her husband Petruchio also seems more clever than the other men who've courted her. There's a lot of argument when it comes to Petruchio about his character. He could either on the one hand be seen as a greedy man who marries a daughter who's undesirable in order to inherit the wealth that she brings. However, he could also be seen as a man, on the other hand, who loves Katherine and sees that making her obedient is the only way that they'll both be happy. He's portrayed as a comic figure who exaggerates everything. Lucentio is a foil to Petruchio, a foil meaning a character that in many ways reveals the downsides of another character or what the other character is lacking. Lucentio, unlike Petruchio, is more of a romantic lover, particularly when it comes to his affair with Bianca and his love for Bianca. And he doesn't concern himself with the realities of marriage like the other characters. He doesn't see marriage only as a power move and as a move to make money. He tries to win his wife Bianca over with praise and love, and in the end, Lucentio's marriage seems to be much more successful and loving than Petruchio's, ironically. Bianca, who ends up marrying Petruchio, is the other key character, and she is her sister's foil, so she contrasts very much with Katherine. Whilst her sister is intelligent and shrew, as women of the time are not supposed to be, Bianca, on the other hand, is the ideal woman of her time. She's beautiful, simple, silent, and also very obedient. When it comes to key themes, the first is of marriage, and marriage does dominate this entire play. So it focuses on how characters go from interested in one another to actually married and what this means. It also explores how marriage affects everyone involved, not just the lovers. So Lucentio is only allowed to properly marry Bianca after her father discovers that he is rich. And if another suitor had offered more money, we don't know how the story would have ended. And it seems very likely that Bianca's father would have married her off to a richer man if the offer was on the table. The play also seems to explore how marriage changes love, so Katherine and Petruchio are not entirely happy on the wedding day, but their marriage appears to end up better than Lucentio's and Bianca's. Indeed, Katherine shows that she has become entirely submissive to Petruchio. In terms of social roles is another key theme, so every character in the play has a very strictly defined social role, but they're not always happy with it. And Katherine is not the obedient, dumb wife that a woman was expected to be. And because she doesn't fit the mold, she's a social outcast, which only makes her more unhappy and isolated. Transformation and identity is another key theme, and the identity of our characters seem to change often. So even Sly in the beginning is straight into thinking that he has a different identity, and he's transformed by his clothes. Shakespeare suggests that identity is very fuzzy, and it's impossible to always tell who someone is. In terms of analysis and symbols, so Petruchio's wedding outfit is an important symbol. So he arrives very late to his own wedding wearing a ridiculous outfit, and this symbolizes his power over Katherine. He can make Katherine look ridiculous, however, she still must marry him. The haberdasher's cap and the tailor's gown are other key symbols. So Katherine wants this cap and gown, and Petruchio denies her this. And this again symbolizes the power that Petruchio has over her, even to deny her things. So that's all. If you found this video useful, do give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more educational videos and free revision sheets. Thank you so much for listening.